Paging Dr. Tenma. Paging Dr. Tenma. You're requested immediately to come to the ER. There is a boy called Johan that needs you to do immediate surgery on him, and you're the only one that can do it. Paging Dr. Tenma. Paging Dr. Tenma. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, I think I made it quite clear that monster vibes. I got heavy monster vibes. Now, just because I got monster vibes doesn't mean this is monster. I'm just gonna say. The story already seems to be a little bit different, but I just got heavy monster vibes because of certain character traits in this first episode. Because, just to explain why I got vibes is because in the first episode of Monster, you have it to where there's this, like, important surgery that happens, and, like, no other doctor can fix Johan, and then all of a sudden you have it to where, you know, the only doctor that can save him is Dr. Tenma. And in this episode of Young Black Jack, Hazama is the only one that can put this boy's arm and leg back on without having to amputate his arm and leg completely off. And so to see the way this, you know, first episode is done, I just got heavy vibes of that, like, oh my god, like, it's been a long time since I sat down and watched a, I guess, a surgical anime, like something wrapped around surgery and being a doctor. Like, I think the last anime I watched that was focused around something like this, like surgery, being in medical school and stuff like that, is probably Monster. I mean, yeah, I think that was the last series I saw that was focused around stuff like this. And so, of course, I would obviously get the reference like that, just the way how the first episode is done. If you don't already know, it is a anime series about surgery. For instance, our main character, Hazama, I think that's his name, he is a surgeon, or a doctor in training, in a way. Like, he's not even an official doctor yet. He doesn't even have his license, but he's an incredible doctor, and he's an incredible surgeon that's able to do some crazy things. Like, when he was on that operation table and he was working on that boy, it was clockwork, or patchwork, that's his nickname. But, I mean, it was like clockwork, though. He was just threading this boy together the way his hands were going. It was incredible work. And I really haven't seen an anime focus around something like this. Like, the only anime I've seen is Monster. But even then, Monster has its own things going on besides always surgery. So to see an anime focus around surgery, it adds a different setting I haven't seen often. And I cannot wait to see how Young Black Jack goes and what direction it goes with the story, because from the way the opening was done, I don't really know how to take it, because it gave me a different vibe and feeling than a surgical anime. It looked completely different, so I wonder what the opening is trying to imply. Like, is it going to be some form of action-y type surgery? I don't know, but for now, when it comes to my first impressions of Young Black Jack, I didn't expect to like it this much. I didn't. I thought it would have been an okay series. I was going to watch it, and I was going to be like, okay, it's okay. But actually sitting down and watching this episode first thing in the morning, like right after, you know, I get a cup of coffee, this was a good anime to start a Saturday morning. It really is. Now, of course, this anime came out late last night. I think it came out around 12. This was the anime I was talking about in my vlog. It wasn't Heavy Object. It was Young Black Jack. So I mixed up the names. With the first episode of Young Black Jack, definitely out of everything I have seen from this anime season so far, now I've always seen a couple things. I've always seen, you know, Noragami, Lance, which that was like, Heavy Object, which I talked about yesterday, and then now I've seen this, and then I know there's a Kagiwani or whatever. It's an anime short that came out, which I will watch after I'm done with this review. But to get right into it, though, Young Black Jack, so far, from everything I've seen from the season that is new, not a season 2, for instance, you know, Noragami, or something I know that's going to be good, like One Punch Man, I think Young Black Jack right now is standing out. It's really standing out. It's got a good animation production. You can tell that the animators are putting some really good work into this first episode. The voice actor of our main character, Hazama, is really nice. Great voice actor. Really sets the mood for this first episode. Music, really, really fucking good. That opening song, damn. I like that opening song. So yeah, I mean, if you're interested in a surgical anime series, and you haven't seen one before, or that you've always seen Monster, I recommend giving this a shot. You might like it, because don't judge an anime until you watch, especially something that's quite different from what you normally have seen, because look at me, okay, I haven't watched a lot of sports. Like 1 year ago, or 1.5 years ago, I never watched a lot of sports anime, and then Yowamushi Pedal, Baby Steps, and all that really introduced me into the genre. And now, watching this might be my first steps into a surgical anime series. Maybe there's more out there I've yet to discover, but yeah. I heard that this is a prequel. Now, I gotta ask. I gotta ask this question because as a reviewer, I want to make certain that I can watch this series. If I'm correct, this is like a prequel or something? Now, if anyone could clarify, can I watch this without watching the original Blackjack? I think there was another Blackjack or something, and I was told I could watch this, but not watch this. I don't know the full official story. So if some of you Chibits can clarify in the comments for me, do I need to watch, like, the original, or is this a remake? Is this a prequel where I don't need to worry about what happens? Please let me know in the comments, because I do want to review this. This is a really good series, and definitely going to sit down and review next week's episode, unless something really bad happens I just dislike. I won't review it, but I mean, from right now, from what I have seen, very good first episode. My impressions of it, nice. It's fucking nice. Now, it's not the best thing ever, of course, but it's still very nice. From all the other shit we've gotten so far from this season, fucking yeah, this is good. So, tell me your thoughts in the comments below, and how do you feel about young Blackjack? How do you feel about the first episode? How do you feel about, you know, those monster vibes, you know, Dr. Tenma and shit, you know, with the boy? And how do you feel about that shitty parent, you know, trying to haggle, you know, Hosma down for money, even though he saved his boy's life? And just, like, that's disgusting as shit. That's really disgusting. But, yeah, tell me your thoughts on that in the comments below. You'll have a wonderful day or not wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.